On January 1st, 2009, VK1 Corporation awarded 12 million of its $1 par common shares to key personnel, subject to forfeiture if employment is terminated within 3 years. On the grant date, the shares have a market price of $2.50 per share. All right. Requirement 1 says, determine the total compensation cost pertaining to the restricted shares. And how we calculate that is we take the $2.50 per share cost and multiply it times the 12 million shares. So to see that solution, let me bring this over and put that on the screen for us. And that's the answer to part 1. Then on requirement 2, it says prepare the appropriate journal entry to record the award of restricted shares on January 1st, 2009. Sorry, I have to read this correctly. Well, there's no entry that's required. When the restricted shares are awarded, there's no entry, so our entry would simply not exist. Then parts 3, 4, and 5 say to prepare the appropriate journal entry to record the compensation expense on December 31st, 2009, then on 2010 and 2011. Okay, now I've dropped in how we would calculate that compensation amount right there. You see it on the screen. This compensation expense. You take the $30 million, which was the total compensation cost that we determined in part 1, and we divide it by the 3 years. So it's $10 million per year, and then the entries are all the same for every year. So let me jot these down on the screen. I think what I'll do is put it right over entry 2, which was no entry. And now you can see that on the screen too. So 3, 4, and 5 all look the same, with a debit to compensation expense and a credit to paid-in capital restricted stock. Now we tackle part 6, which says prepare the appropriate journal entry to record the lifting of the restrictions on the shares at December 31st, 2011. Okay, now if you look to the screen, you see that I eliminated entry 4 and 5 just to leave room so that I could jot in the entry 6. So what we do in entry 6 is we reverse out the paid-in capital to restricted stock, and we do it for the full $30 million, and then we record the common stock issued at the $12 million, the par value, and the paid-in capital in excess of par. That gets us to the total $30 million of compensation that was awarded. And that's this exercise, everyone.